everybody, it's Sam at Mixed Up Craft. Thanks for watching my tutorial today. This is project number 6 of my Christmas workshop 2017, so almost at the end of it. Today I've got these Poppin Popping box cards. This is not my design at all, well, certain parts are, I guess. This has come from 2 different people. So the initial idea I saw came from Jan Brown on YouTube. I guess hers I've followed more for the box. These measurements and everything are mine, but the inspiration, the idea has come from Jan Brown for the box. And then for the actual card that pops out has come from Laurie Whitlock on YouTube. Hers is a template that you have to download. She doesn't give you any measurements, and I've changed it again a bit more, but in terms of the way she puts it together, I preferred to how other people done. So this is my kind of version of it, I guess, and my preference to what I thought worked better for me. So probably a lot of you have already seen these, but basically what you do is you pull this out and this box pops out, and this is the card really. So I've got a little area there for the sentiment to go, and then I've just decorated it similar with the front, season's greetings and so on and so forth, and then basically it just falls flat again. I do it without being in there, and it's got a really nice spring to it. The elastic band does make a noise on this one, but this is the best one I've made, and it really does bounce, and it falls back really flush into place, which is what I liked as well. So this is what we're going to make. So this is this version, and I've got this nice little put that all in there, little tray that it sits in. I've put a little decoration detail there on the corner, and it all slides in. It can slide right out the other side. I wanted this style as opposed to a closed over box, one because it's easier as well. So and then just little sentiment and stuff on top. So that's with my craft card. And then the other one I've done here, this was the first one I've done, and this one still obviously pops up, but I don't feel it's got as much of a spring as that one. Although saying that, it did pop out a bit more. Yeah, it still does. And this one again, I just decorated it with some really nice dies that I had. I've done some heat embossing, cut out some more there on some sticky foam glitter paper. 'Tis the season with some more, and then there's the top. I find the craft card I've got a much flusher finish though, because that card's a lot more durable and tougher, whereas this card's obviously a bit softer once it's folded down a lot. And then again, that just goes flat and pops back into its little case. So there you have it. Okay, so that's what we're going to make today. So you are going to need, let me grab, sorry for moving my camera there, try and bring this all in, there we go. Okay, so the cards, the craft card, the papers I've used, the pattern papers are this Oldie Time Christmas, which I've used through most of the project. This is now ended. I think I've maybe got 2 pieces left, so that's great. So now I can go and look for another one and use that. I tend to do it that way rather than have loads and loads and, I don't know, waste money sometimes, I guess. Right, so you are going to need to do the main pieces first. So for the case, so the piece that goes around with the tray that kind of slides out, this piece measures 7 1/8 of an inch by 9 1/4. So one piece of that. Then for the actual tray, you need a piece of 10 1/8 of an inch by 6 5/8 of an inch. And then you need 2 pieces of 8 1/4 by 10 1/2. Okay. Then to decorate the box, so I've already pre-done these pieces here. So for the largest square, it's 3 1/4 square. And then if you want to mat on top, like I have done on 2 of these, it is 3 inches square. So I haven't done it on these, but these 2 here, these were also part of that little 6x6 Craftsmith pack that I had. So I just cut them out, and that's one for my sentiment. You don't have to have an area for the sentiment if you don't want, but it's up to you. And then you can see there what I've done. Just finished it with some little stars on some foam pads, sticky foam pads. So 4 of those that I just told you. Then you also need another 2, the same 3 1/4 square, and these are going to be these triangles that we're going to cut out. Okay, so bear that in mind, whatever 2 here, what patterns and colours you maybe want to have. Okay, so okay, so that's 2 of those, and then for the top here, if you want to do this, you need 1 piece that measures 3 3/8 of an inch by 6 3/4, and then a piece that's 6 3/8 of an inch by 3 inches. 2 pieces of them, and then I just was fussy cutting. This was again on one of those Craftsmith papers, and I thought I might do this one portrait as opposed to landscape. Do a Merry Christmas and stuff there, but I'll decide. Then you just need a little bit of ribbon for your little handle here, and 3 inches will be enough. Okay, right, so keeping your scoreboard, or grabbing your scoreboard, because I've obviously already got mine out. So I'm going to score the tray first of all. So this is the 6 5/8 by 10 1/8 of an inch card. And you are going to, scoring along first of all the 6 5/8 of an inch side, you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/2 inches, 5 1/8 of an inch, and 5 7/8 of an inch. Okay, then rotate it onto the 10 1/8 of an inch side, and you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/2 inches, 8 5/8 of an inch, and 9 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so that's the tray, so pop that to one side. Then the case, so you need that piece that measures 9 1/4 by 7 1/8 of an inch. And you want to score, again, so scoring along that 9 1/4, you want to pull the card out ever so slightly. So you can just see I'm just exposing a bit of the bottom there, and you want to score at 7/8 of an inch. Okay, then push the card back in so it's nice and flush again, and you want to score at 4 1/2. Pull the card back out again, the same as what you did before, and you want to score at 5 3/8 of an inch, and then push that card back in again, and you want to score at 9 inches. And by doing that little bit there, it means that we get a really nice snug open and close there, okay, when we pull that tray out. So that's all the scoring for that piece, and then you will have 2 pieces which is for the box, and this is your 10 1/2 by 8 1/4 inch. So scoring first of all along, what's that? We'll do that one. Yeah, yeah, what's that one? Okay, so scoring along the 8 1/4, you want to score at 1/4, at 3 3/4, at 4 1/4, and at 4 3/4. Then rotate it onto the 10 1/2 inch side, and you want to score at 3 1/2 and at 7. Okay, and you want to repeat that. So you've got exactly the same on the other piece, so you'll have 2 pieces with that same scoring. Right, yeah, that's everything. So get rid of the scoreboard, keep your stylus, and grab a ruler, and go back to these 2 of those pieces that you scored last. So these are the pieces to make the actual cube. And what you want to do is, with the first piece, you want to have, with your longest sides facing this way, you want to have the one with that 1/4 inch tab, one of them you want to have facing away from you. And then what you want to do is, you can see here I've got a pencil mark that I've drawn just going right across that square. So not the tab, it's going literally that 3 1/2 inch square, I believe it is. Yeah, that 3 1/2 inch square. You're basically just joining the point corner to corner. So you want to do it that way and do one that way, so it's meeting this little 1/4 inch tab. Okay, Then with the other piece, you want to do exactly the same, but you want that 1/4 inch tab on the bottom. Okay, and then you want to do that pencil mark with your ruler, joining the corner to the corner of that 3.5 inch square. Okay, so one with the tab at the bottom and one with the tab at the top. Okie doke. So now we'll cut those two pieces out. So very carefully, because this is what will be this join here. Okay, so you're cutting that line, so you want to make sure it's really, really neat. That must have caught on something sticky or something. I don't know, it's the first time it didn't pop out straight away. Anyway, it does work. Right, so let's neatly cut corner to corner. If there's any pencil left, you can just obviously rub that out. Again with that other piece. There we go. Okie doke. Yep. Right, so if you burnish all of your score lines, and then we need to do a bit more cutting. When you do these, you've got these 3 score lines together, fold up like I've done there, then fold down in the middle. So just help you when you come to, and then fold it up again, because that's how we're going to be sticking it. So just like so. Okay, so just score again. Okay, so first of all, starting with the one where you've got that tab at the top and your triangles, what you want to do is cut up this first square. So you've got those 3 squares along the bottom, cut really nice and neatly all the way up. And you want to cut up past that first score line to the second score line, and then cut right down the middle of that kind of valley fold that you will have. Okay, like so. Actually, you want to continue cutting up so you formed a tab at the bottom of that triangle there. Okay, and then do that again on that other piece. So again, I'm going to cut again all the way up. Okay. And then cut that again down that valley. Like so. Okay, so that's what you should have at the minute. Then if you just take a little bit off the edges there, so just put a little notch on the edge of those two, and again on those ones there. Okay, and then what you want to do is fold it in half, so you've got this piece like so, and these obviously those 2 tabs. And you just want to cut up again a little notch. Ooh, I'll cut into it there. That's alright, I'll cover it with my card. Just be very careful, like don't do what I just did. And just cut that out. Okay, so you can see that I've just cut 2 little notches. So when you open it up, you will have that effect. Okay, so that's on the one with the tab at the top. We're going to cut exactly the same now, but this time we've got that tab on the bottom. So you've got your 3 squares with the tab on the bottom. You want to cut again all the way down, really nice and neatly. Cutting past that first score line and past the second one and up to that third score line, and then you're going to cut again down that valley fold. Cut that right out. Okay. Right, so what we can do now is you want to put your decoration on. So I've got my 4 3¼ inch, yeah, 3¼ inch squares. So it doesn't matter which way up these go, but basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sticking it together like so. So bearing that in mind, if you want to do them all facing towards you that way, then that would be a good way to decorate it. But like I said, it doesn't matter, because when it pops out you kind of move it around like a Rubik's Cube kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those all down. Okay, so I've just stuck those 4 all in place. Now, one thing I forgot to say that you need right at the beginning is elastic bands, the most important part of this project, and I totally forgot. So I've just got a pack of just standard rubber bands here, but in terms of size, that is quite important, because you don't want a big elastic band, because it won't, you need enough tension so that when you fold it flat, it's the rubber band is really pulled, and then when it opens up, it will give it that nice pop. So trying to get this in as much of a circle as possible. It's just over 1.5, I'd say 1.5 inch in diameter. So you need something as close to that, okay? Right, so now we need to start sticking, oh no, we need to do a little bit more scoring, sorry. So grab a ruler, and all you want to do is on each of these triangles, you just want to put a little marker at halfway, so it's 5 inches. So just with your stylus, just put a little pressure point there at 2.5 inches, and then you just want to join that dot to the corner of the triangle there, because this is going to fold inside when it all folds flat. I'll use the smaller end actually, it's easier. There we go. Okay, so just want to score a line like so. So again, 5 inches, 2.5, and then just join that up. Okay, so you can see there I've done my score lines on those. So now what we can also do is decorate those triangles. So what I've got is those 2 pieces of 3¼ square. That's the side I want to use. So flip it over, and you just want to draw 2 pencil marks corner to corner so you get a cross. Cut them out. Okay, so just cut them all out, and then what you want to do, very slightly, just take, not even, well, I'd say it's maybe 1/8 of an inch. You just want to cut along the longest side and just cut a piece off. You can see what I've cut off there. It just means it will give you that little border around each side. Okay, so just go ahead and do that on all of those pieces. And then I'm just going to stick each one down in those little triangles that you've now formed with that score line that you just put in place. Okay, so I've got all that stuck in place. So yeah, so that's how it's all going to be coming together. So now we need to put little bits of tape on all of our tabs. So I've got this 1/4 inch red tape, so it fits perfectly in there. So you might need to cut some of your tapes. If not, Tombow will work, but what I would say is just wait, hold out, don't go putting any glue on yet if you're going to use wet glue, because we're not quite ready to join it all together. Okay, so I've put my red tape on all of the tabs, and then what you want to do with these bits here, and this is a kind of extra bit that I've made because I think that this has made quite a significant difference to the box working. So what I found is if you put some tape, sellotape, around inside this bit here along that valley fold all the way around, so you join the sellotape up, because that's where the elastic band sits and it's where it's constant pressure when you open and close the box. I found with other ones I made, because you want such a tight you know, you want that elastic band to really have tension on it. It was starting to rip into the edges of the card, and over time it would have just ended up ripping completely. So this will obviously just make it last that little bit longer, because over time, unfortunately, elastic bands do dry out anyway. So this card I wouldn't expect to last a lifetime, but certainly longer than maybe it would if we didn't put the sellotape in. So all you can see there is I'm just literally just wrapping it inside, because you're not going to see any of this. Okay, don't worry about those bits there where it's like a diamond cut, because the elastic band will still fit into that, so it's fine. So again, just Do the same. Like so. Okay, you're not going to see any of this. So now you want to grab your elastic band, and first of all make sure I've got it in the facing the way, yeah, that I want to do it. So we will do, let's just do this one here first. So you want to put the elastic band so it's sitting in that valley fold there, okay? You might want to fold it again just because that sellotape's been added. Now what I've found, again, this is another thing that I think is better, is put tape just along, so you're hugging the score line just along the top of these two pieces, because I found on the other one, and I think that's maybe why, because I've made it 3 I think now, if you end up putting too much glue and you end up gluing the elastic band, it's going to end up snapping. Whereas this way, what will happen is when that's shut, is the glue will be joined together, obviously either side, but that elastic band isn't touching it, so it still gets to kind of move. And I think that just, again, has just helped with the overall mechanism working. So if you've got wet glue, just try and make sure you apply a thin layer along, hogging the score line on both sides, and then close it. And if it kind of seeps out, it's fine, just wipe it around your finger, it will dry clear anyway. Okay, so I'm going to fold it over. You should just get a nice, yeah, there we go. You can see there, that's one corner, one edge of our box. Okay, so what you want to do now is, trying to think which is the best way to do, because that's going to go down last. Yeah, so then you want to join this piece here. Again, making sure you spend some time getting that a really nice join. So that is now your the second corner, sorry, so we've got 1, 2 there. And then I want to put my tape again, hogging the 2 score lines there. Flip it over, and what you want to do is fold it in half, bring that elastic band right over that other piece, so it is now inside. So you should have 2 squares like this. Just fold that over as well because I've added that sellotape. Okay, that one's obviously stuck down, so that's why that one's a bit different, but that's what you want to have, like so. And then take this tape off, and again fold that over. So you should again have a really nice, so you've got a join there, you've got a join there, join there, and then these will be the last to be stuck down. So now what you want to do is very carefully, this is the test, to pull it apart like so. You can hear those elastic bands, so hopefully yours won't break. So these are latex ones, obviously I know not everybody can use them because of allergies and stuff, so but you do need a strong elastic band. So this is, I guess, a little bit fiddly, but if you just follow what I'm doing you should be fine. So you want to just keep it flat, and then what you want to do is we'll start with this one here, bring this one down and then fold it up along that score line that we done. Bring this one down, I'm a little bit off there actually, I'm going to have to redo that, just let me, there we go, bring that one down. You need it to be straight line there, okay? And then take my tape off, bring this down and just again hug it all the way along, so then you can see you've got the top of your box forming, okay? and then do the same with this bottom piece. So bring this one up and then fold it down, and then bring that up. That's nice and straight, so that one was okay. And again, bring this one down, and again you want to hog that seam so you get a really nice finish. And there, that's what you want to have. So your elastic band running up there into that piece, and then two sides which will fold like so. So that's that one done. So now keeping your hand on that piece, bring this one, bring it down, and all like so. So again, that's all nice and straight. So like I said, you can use wet glue, but you just have to do it all bit by bit. So again, bring that down like so. And then this last one, bring that one in, bring that one down, and that one. Like so. Okay, and then this last piece, you just want to, if you open it up a bit, you want to tuck it in so it's in those two triangles in between them, and again get a really nice joint like so. Okay, so then the test, what you want to do is when you close it, you want the elastic to be on one side, so you don't want half on this side and half up there. You want them, so there's my score line, you want the elastic band for example there, or you could have it above it, but it has to be the same. And then again on the bottom, that's already on that side, so it's fine. Push it down flat, and there you go. Phew, it works. So again, it's got a really nice spring, and I just think because the elastic is able to maybe move a bit more freely, I just think get a little bit of height with it. So there it is. So that's really good, and again it does form. Probably could have got it a little bit closer there. I think I've gone a little bit off there. You can see the bottom there is completely joined. So yeah, there we go. So that's the box. That's that fun piece. I really enjoy doing this. It's quite nice. It's satisfying when you get that kind of pop motion on it. So let's just do the case. So we've already scored this. You just need to burnish all of your edges, which I'd already done, I think. Let me just do those a bit better. I've done them by hand. Okay, so you want to put a piece of tape along that 1/4 inch, and then when you bring it round, it's going to stick like so. So that seam you want on the bottom. So this is going to be my top. So I'm going to grab those two pieces here and get them stuck down while it's all nice and flat. And then just take your tape with that, fold it over, fold that flat, and then just fold that over. And you should get a nice joint like so. So that's your case that it's going to sit in. Pop that to one side, and then it's just left with your tray. So burnish. Oh, where did my ribbon just go? I just blew my ribbon off. Oh, it was on the floor. I have to grab it in a sec. Okay, so just burnish all of these. So one thing you'll need to do, you may have a hole punch that will reach, but basically, so this is going to be my front. My hole punch doesn't reach past that score line. So what I need to do is grab my pin board, pin mat even, not my pin board, and a pokey tool, and basically you just want to find the centre. Got all this red, it's all static, all the tops of the red tape. So this is 3 5/8, so it's 1 1/2 and then 1 3/4 ish. So I'm just going to roughly put my poker tool where it is, and I can see I can move it a little bit. So there's the middle, and then just poke a hole through. Make it a little bit bigger, so just kind of roll it in a circle motion. You can see there. Okay, so what you need. That piece of ribbon. Okay, so just fold it in half, and then I'm just going to use another stylus I've got here. And so you've got the front there, so that's how it's going to be, like so. Okay, just hold the two together over the hole, and then with your stylus push it through. It should come through the other side, and then you can just determine how much you want to have. Okay, I've got some rough skin, it's pulled the thing there. Anyway, right, so once you've done that, again, I'm going to grab some of my red tape, like so. Take these two off, and then just split it, the ribbon, and just lie it down over the two bits of sticky tape. Okay, don't do a knot, because the knot will cause it to be hard to stick this piece down. And there you'll see now we've got a nice little tab. Okay, so now just starting for the video, we'll just say this end here where we've just done that little bit of ribbon. So what you want to do is rotate it, and you want to cut, so you'd go past the first score line, you've got that second score line, cut all the way across past that score line to this one, and again do the same there. So you just cut those two out, and then you're going to come down that one and that one. Okay, so you've now got this tab here, and then just slightly go around and just take a little bit off all of those sides, like so. Okay, so you can see what I've done there. So again, rotate this side, cut all the way along, not the first score line, the second, well, you're cutting that one as well, so, and then again cut down, slightly cut on the angle there, so I've already notched that piece out, and again like so. I'll just show you that end. There you have it, and you want to repeat that on the other end. Okay, so I've cut all of those out, and what I've also gone ahead and done, so on the side where the ribbon is, you want to put some sticky tape on the little tabs, and then flip it over, and you want to put tape along the outside of all those outer tabs, because they're the reinforced bits. Okay, so first of all, taking all these bits off here. I also forgot to mention, this was actually a request tutorial on Facebook, I think probably a couple of months ago now. I asked what people would like me to do. Is there any particular, and I'm really sorry, I can't remember the lady that asked for this, but I hope you like this one. And as I've said before, I have lots of requests. I am working myself through them, and I'm still working some of them out. A couple of them have been quite challenging, so I'm seeing how I can make those ones work. So, okay, so we just stuck, see what I've done there? I went around, took them off, and you just want to bring them in and stick them on each corner. And then take off all of the tape from inside. Okay, and then just neatly bring each one down. And by taking a little bit off the corners, it will just give you a nicer, you can see they both sit together. And then grab a bone tool and just go along. And just, if you're using wet glue, this is a good way to just get that all, make sure it's all stuck down. And you get a nice crisp sides. And there is your tray. So grab your card, and again when you fold it down, just make sure they both go on each side. So I'm going to have the season's greeting, so it will sit nicely inside. And then grab your tray, and you should have a really nice snug fit, like so. There it is. And then you pull it out and it pops out. And I think this is a good one for birthdays as well, especially for kids, because afterwards they can just play with it. And honestly, it really, really does pop. So there you have it. Put that one back in. And now I will decorate that off camera because I'm not entirely sure, and as always I may want to personalise it. But there, I've got 3. I'm really kind of getting to, you know, ahead now with all my cards and stuff. I'm really pleased. So there you have it. So that is project number 6. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tune in for my last and probably biggest project. And yeah, see you on, well, in a couple of days. Thanks for watching. Bye.